Hello again. I just wanted to throw up Lightfast tests for the 24 set of Crayola colored pencils. Now I did touch on these Lightfast results in my previous Lightfast tests of Prismacolor Premier and Faber Castell Polychromos color pencils. And what I was trying to show was how artist grade pencils compare to cheaper or student grade pencils. I decided to make a separate video for the Crayolas in case someone is looking for those results. So here they are. The test is done on the 24 set of Crayolas. It started in March 17th, 2017. So it has been about 8 months of light exposure in the brightest room of my home. They also see some direct sunlight. As we can see, black looks pretty good. Now blue, just a slight bit of fading. Violet, just slightly faded. Green again, just slightly faded, as is brown. And the gray looks fine. Yellow-green is good. Mahogany has some noticeable fading, as does red. Tan looks pretty good. Magenta surprisingly looks good. Sky blue is okay. Jade green might be slightly faded. Aqua green and light blue are both good. Yellow-orange looks good. And then of course pink. It is almost completely faded. I can see where I've pressed into the tooth of the paper, so I know I didn't miss this one, but pretty much all the color is gone. Orange looks good. Peach looks noticeably faded. Golden yellow may be slightly faded, and the yellow looks good. So if we're looking for problem colors, peach and pink are definitely problem colors. And the other colors that jump out would be mahogany and maybe red. There is some slight fading on the browns and blues, but nothing really significant. For 8 months, and these being student grade pencils that cost $2.50, this is actually pretty impressive. Now let's compare these with Lightfast results from some other student grade colored pencils. First we have Faber Castell Classic colored pencils. These are labeled using numbers rather than colors. Now we can see that the yellows look reasonably good. Orange yellow 309 looks to have some slight fading. Orange is slightly faded, as is the darker orange 318. The light pink 319 is noticeably faded. 321 is just slightly faded, as are the rest of these darker pink and red tones. 329 and 330 are both quite faded, and this is unfortunate if you're using these for skin tones. Slight fadings on 333, 334, and 335. On to the next row, we can see the purple 337 is definitely faded. 339 also quite faded. The blues all show some slight fading. The lighter blue is badly faded. This gray color and the rest of these blues look good. The lighter olive green is faded a bit, and that's 352. 353 is only slightly faded. Another light blue, 354, is also faded. The greens look pretty good. Onto our last panel, we can see all of the greens are not that bad. But the darker olive green is noticeably faded. The browns all look very good, and the grays are not too bad. Maybe a slight bit of fading on the grays. Black, of course, is good. In the end, we have a lot of slightly faded colors for Faber Castell Classic colored pencils. So these pencils are definitely not Lightfast. I enjoy working with these pencils, and I like them better than the Crayolas, but they are definitely not Lightfast, and one must keep that in consideration when working with them. The last set of student grade colored pencils is the Prismacolor Scholar 60 set. Now I did a 6 or 8 months Lightfast results video on these last year. Unlike the results from Crayola and the classic pencils, these Lightfast tests have now seen about 20 months of light exposure. So not really a fair comparison. Of course, you could go back to my older video and see that the results haven't changed considerably with an extra year's exposure. So from the top we have indigo blue, slightly faded. Permanent blue, just slightly faded. Light blue is badly faded. And then just some slight fading through all of these greens. Pale green, noticeably faded. Cream is not that bad. Light yellow and canary yellow are doing pretty good. Orange yellow is a bit faded. Orange is almost gone. Sky blue and light green, both slightly faded. The reds all look pretty good. Light peach is actually pretty good. Light pink, however, is completely gone. Pink, magenta, and purple held up well with just slight fading. If I slide this up a bit more, we can see violet is basically gone. On the bottom, I've used a Faber Castell Polychromos cadmium yellow for reference. Now if I get this thing out of the way, there we go. Back up to the top, we have lavender, which is pretty much gone. Black is okay. Dark gray shows some slight fading. Tuscan red, just some slight fading. White is white, obviously. Peach is good. Raw umber is not bad. Yellow ochre, terracotta, sienna, dark brown and silver all looking pretty good. Light violet is badly faded. Pale warm gray and pale cold gray just slightly faded. Medium cold gray is good. Orchid seeing some fading. Porcelain blue looks like it has changed colors. Avocado green is slightly faded. Orange ochre is quite faded. Deep orange and fuchsia only slightly faded. Mauve is quite badly faded. Yellow chartreuse is not that bad. Cloud blue is definitely faded. All of the neon colors show some moderate fading. And if I slide this up, we can see the violet of Faber-Castell used as a reference, and it's still holding up pretty good. Maybe some slight fading on it though. So for the Scholars, many of the pink violet tones perform poorly for light fastness, as do some orange and yellow tones. I do think they do better than the Faber-Castell Classics, so someone might be able to create a project with some of the stronger performers. If we look back at our Crayolas, really these don't look so bad. I mean, you just really need to stay clear of the pink. The pink is a weak point, but a lot of the other colors are holding up pretty darn good. Some noticeable fading on the red mahogany, but overall not really bad. Now this is only a 24 set, and usually the makers of the pencils will try to bundle their most light-fast pencils in the smaller sets, or at least they go to more effort to make the smaller sets light-fast. So if you went to a larger set of Crayolas, you might be introducing a larger number of poor light-fast performers. One way to make sure is to actually pick up a larger set and do some tests on them. Something I may do in the future. And that's all for now. I've finished another drawing and should be posting that soon. Thank you for watching, and if you'd like to support me in any way, please share, like the video, and don't forget to subscribe.